Now, the ongoing clashes in Wajir and Mandera counties have seen over 1,000 people displaced and over 20 dead. And as KTN's Ian Wafula now reports, the nature of the clan rivalry seems to feed on the size of the population of each clan in two neighbouring counties. Take a look.
These are the sites that have characterized parts of Wajir and Mandera counties over the past few years, and every time it happens, it seems fresh, even though the results are always the same. Multiple deaths, displaced families, and more questions with hardly any answers. At the center of it all are two communities with such a thin line between them, Digare and Digodia. Wajir County is mostly dominated by the Digodia, hosting a number of other clans, among them Digare. The leadership in Wajir town is composed of people from Digodia, Ogaden, and Ajuran communities. The Gares are the minority here, although they have some of their own in the county assembly. In the neighbouring Mandera county, the Gare are dominant and the Digodia are minority. We have been here in Wajir for 3 days now, and we've had a chance to talk to people from both the communities, and their sentiments are the same. All they want is peace. A number of theories also came up as to why they believe these clashes have been ongoing. 56-year-old Abdullahi Ibrahim sits outside a friend's house, now the only place that can shelter his wife and 10 children alongside his 8 grandchildren. Even his role as the chairperson of the Gare community in Wajir town could not give him immunity from the wrath of the youth who are torching houses of those who are not from their community.
Lakini hapa hakuna siasa ya gari ya siasa wa Digodia, lakini bande ya Mandera huko Ramo wanapigana sababu ya siasa, lakini hapa hakuna siasa.
On the eve of the 29th of May, gunmen believed to be from the Gare community of Mandera County stormed Gunana village in Wajir County and killed 12 people. Later that evening, the bodies were transported to Wajir town for burial the next day. This was not good news for Abdullahi and his family.
The time walikuwa wanazika maiti ndo walianza kuchoma manyumba yetu. Mbeleni kwanza walianza kututisha. Baadaye tukatoroka na roho yetu tu ili tujiepuke kifo.
Simultaneously, hundreds of Digodia families at the border of the two counties fled their homes for fear of retaliatory attacks. Tarbaj, a few kilometers from Gunana village, was among the centers that received thousands of IDPs. Area Chief Abdullahi Eloso claims that the death of the 12 was linked to a road being constructed by the county government of Wajir at the border, an area known as Burumayo, which residents of Mandera claimed was within their border. According to him, after the first attack that led to the death of 3 people, leaders from both counties met and opted to halt the construction until a proper solution to the boundary conflict was found. However, this was not done.
On the day that we actually agreed the roadworks to stop, I think the next day is when the killings happened. In fact, the contractor was demobilizing his people from the site. And you know, this is bush clearing, so it's over a long stretch. So by the time he went to call back his guys, you know, he came back with the bodies.
Conflict analyst Salah Abdi believes the conflict in the region is bigger than border lines.
How do we stop the conflict? There are 2 ways. Allow it to run its course. It's one way. It's radical, it is dangerous, and it is illogical to do that. And I think the tribal politicians and the people who are actually doing this, that might be what they're looking at. But the logical way to handle it is to actually do sufficient evidence collection and investigation and find out who is behind it.
A curfew has now been declared in parts of Wajir town following the reported killing of a teenager on Monday afternoon. Ian Wafula, KTN.